Hey everyone, it's Jayson, and these are 10 things that I wish we would have known about before taking our princess cruise. So number one, I wish we would have gotten the medallion mailed to us instead of picking it up at the port. It seemed when anybody had this medallion already with them, they were just expedited through the line much quicker. We were platinum and it still didn't matter. It seemed to be slow and it just took a long time for them to find our medallions and just get us through the line. So that would be my number one thing I would do. My number two thing would be to buy a medallion holder. We got this off of Amazon. I don't know if you can see it. And so this actually fits on my iWatch. I really like it. I thought it would be cumbersome, but it's not. It fits on there really comfortable. And what's nice is if you got a plate full of food you're bringing back to enjoy on the balcony, you can hear that door unlock and you can just go on into your cabin. So I really like this. I'll link it in the description below. Also, one other tip is and this is an eye tag, or air tag, excuse me. Anything for an air tag will fit a medallion. So you can see they're very similar in size. So that is one other thing to keep in mind. Number three, and this is if you want to do the sanctuary, my recommendation is do not go to the buffet first. Don't get drinks. Head directly up to the sanctuary. And what I might also offer is divide and conquer. So one of you go to the buffet, get some food. The other one head directly up to the sanctuary and just wait. So we went to the buffet first. We got up to the sanctuary at 11:45 a.m. and we waited over an hour and we still didn't get reservations in the sanctuary. So just keep that in mind. The other thing that I might offer is that if you do miss out on this, not all's lost. There is a pool. It's called the lap pool. It's right in front of the sanctuary. Now, the interesting thing about this is that a lot of passengers think this is part of the sanctuary and it doesn't get real busy. It has two nice hot tubs. They're mostly always in the shade, and it has some really nice seating underneath in the shade, and then it has some seating outside right near the pool in the sun. So that is an option if you do miss out on the sanctuary. Number four, I would make reservations, especially for Sabatinis, right after you book. So I got a little lazy. I booked like a year and a half in advance this cruise, and about 8 months out, I looked and there was hardly any reservations for Sabatini. There was a few for the Crown Grill, so I made a Crown Grill reservation. I made a Sabatini's reservation, but my recommendation is book Sabatini's and probably Crown Grill as soon as you book. Don't wait like I did. Now, there is another option, and what I would do is, let's say you miss out on both those, Crown Grill and Sabatini's. What I would do is I wouldn't call down there. I would go and see the restaurant manager in person. I'd get there right around 4:50, 5 o'clock, and I'd ask him, hey, do you have any reservations that have canceled for tonight? We'd really like to eat here. No, yes, and a lot of times if you're ready to eat then, they'll fit you in. So we did that a second time. We were ready to eat right around 5 o'clock, and he's like, look, I had 2 people, just cancel. Let's go. We'll feed you, we'll squeeze you in. So that's one thing that I would recommend if you do miss out on the reservations. So number 5, if you're not in love with the buffet, and this is on the Caribbean Princess, one thing I would recommend is maybe going to the Salty Dog Cafe. It's by Neptune's Pool. A couple things that they had was they did have like a pulled pork sandwich and they had street tacos. They're really good. And then what we would do is we would just bring them back to the buffet and fix them up a little bit with some avocado or guacamole and stuff like that. So that was something that I really did prefer, those street tacos. They were excellent. So there is a few little things. It's not just burgers and hot dogs, and there is also sliced pizza underneath there. So if you're not in love with the buffet, maybe try those 2 areas. We didn't find that until like one of the last days, and it's a shame because those tacos were really good. So number 6, if you have the Princess Plus or Princess Premium and you're wanting to know where you can get your premium desserts, they are actually at Coffee and Cones. Now this is on deck 15 and it's in between the Neptune and Calypso pools. And another thing is on there it has for Princess Plus and Princess Premium is juices, like fresh juices, and that can be found at the Calypso Pool Bar. And what it was from on sea days was from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and on port days was 7 a.m. to noon. So just keep those two things in mind. Unfortunately, not a lot of people knew where to go to get those two things when we asked around. So those are the two places that you would go to get your juice and your premium desserts. Before I get to number 7, I would ask that you please give this video a like. Also consider subscribing to the channel as I do daily cruise news shorts and tips and tricks. Plus on Saturdays and Sundays, I do cruise videos. Number 7, if you don't want to spend the money for this thermal suite, which is $199 for a couple, $149 each, just know that there is a set of changing rooms outside of the spa. There's men and women's, and they each have a sauna and a steam room in it. And they are included in your fare. There is no charge for this. And they're really nice steam room, really nice sauna. So if you don't want to spend the money for the thermal suite, that is an option and they are included, so it's free. So number 8, if you want a special dining experience and you have a balcony, my suggestion is trying the ultimate balcony dining experience. Now this comes for dinner and for breakfast. I believe breakfast is $55 for 2 people and dinner is $110. Now we did the dinner one and it was amazing. I will make sure to put a link in the description of that experience and it's something I would highly recommend. So number 9 would be the Wi-Fi speed was lousy. So if you have any work to do, unfortunately some of us do work on cruises, just know, and this could be a one-off on our cruise, it was painfully slow. And what I mean painfully slow is I do daily shorts. Sometimes they're like 15 to 20 seconds on cruising, and it would take 30 minutes to an hour just to upload one to YouTube. And on other cruise ships, it would take 5 minutes or less to do that. So just keep that in mind. If you have some work to do, don't be have a lot of high expectations of the internet speed. And number 10, and Princess really plays this up, is being able to order your drinks and food and they'll find you anywhere on the ship and it's just a wonderful experience. And quite honestly, it's a cool thing to do once, but we waited over an hour and a half just to have drinks delivered to us. It wasn't like the ship was super busy. Actually, we were in port that day, so I can't even imagine being like on a sea day how long it would have taken. So it's just something that I wouldn't recommend. Like, you can do it once, but just go get your drinks, go get your food. You're gonna save a lot of time. And now Princess is charging for this if you don't have Princess Plus or Princess Premium. There's no way I would ever pay to have this done. So just keep that in mind. It's a novel thing. It's a cool concept, but it doesn't work. So one bonus tip. The beds are comfortable. This was a pleasant surprise because in the past we had remembered Princess beds were kind of really hard and tough to sleep on, and we actually brought a 2-inch memory foam bed topper just in case, and it wasn't needed. The bed was amazing on the Caribbean Princess. So I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you think about the list in the comments, and until I talk to you next week, happy cruising.